Hello, this is David Jenkins, La Plata Town Council member from Ward 4. I will be your host for this podcast, providing updates about the La Plata Town Council meetings, issues we discuss, and those issues affecting you as residents, and other related activities and issues. You can also follow me on my Facebook page, D. Jenkins, LP, Town Council, Ward 4. Please note the Town Council has work sessions each month on the second and third Tuesday, with our business meeting on the fourth Tuesday. All meetings start at 6 p.m. using the Microsoft Teams platform. Meeting agendas can be accessed through our town website, and all meetings are recorded. So now let's get started with our latest update. Welcome again, and thanks for listening to La Plata Ward 4 Update podcast. This is Dave Jenkins, Town Councilman from Ward 4. Just wanted to let you know that I also started a La Plata Ward 4 Update video series. The first episode was posted on my Facebook page on February 25th of this year, and then the Next Door site on February the 27th. This first episode provided a summary of the 3 annexation requests which were the subject of public hearings by the Town Planning Commission on March the 1st. An update about these public hearings is provided later in this podcast. So let me first start with a brief, overview again about our Town Council work sessions and business meetings. Again, our town work sessions are held on the second and third Tuesday each month, starting at 6 p.m., and then the town business meeting is the fourth Tuesday of the month, again also starting at 6 p.m. All the agendas for all these meetings are posted and available on the town website. All meetings are recorded. Since COVID, all the meetings have been virtual using the Microsoft Teams platform. We had our first hybrid meeting, that is, an option to either attend in person or virtually through Teams, started with our Town Council meeting on February the 22nd, which was a business meeting. Please note that each meeting, whether it's a work session or a business meeting, and their agendas have the following guidance. And pardon me while I read this because I want to make sure we all understand this. Quote, in accordance with the Open Meetings Act, the public has a right to view and or listen to the discussions only. The Town Council, at their discretion, may let participants voice questions or provide comments on the topics under discussion. Written comments may be submitted via email to the Assistant Town Manager, Miner, M-I-N-E-R, at townlaplata.org. So that's the official way we have our meetings, and each agenda has an agenda item allowing for public comment. So I just wanted to make sure and provide that clarity. Let me then turn to the American Rescue Plan Act, or commonly known as ARPA. At our February 15th, 2022 Town Council work session, the town staff presented a draft spending plan about how to use these funds. Please note we have received an initial allocation of $4.7 million out of a total $9.4 million we have received so far. Please note that this spending plan is a draft plan and it still is a work in progress. Please contact me at djenkins@townlaplata.org or the town manager with your ideas and suggestions so we can make the best investment of these funds for our and your community. You can also find additional information on our town website at www.townoflaplata.org. Let me now turn to the next big item. We have started the planning for the fiscal year 2023 budget. Hard to believe it's going to be starting 2023. This initial phase of the planning for our next budget began with a staff retreat on Saturday, February the 19th, where the town staff provided us the status of our current budget in terms of whether we're over or under the budget items. We discuss future issues and impacts that could affect our budget in the future. And then they provided some general overview and their recommendations for operating and capital improvement requests. Other key elements that will contribute to the FY fiscal year 2023 budget are the staff compensation and benefits analysis, which we should be receiving shortly, and then an organizational study, which we have received the draft of that product last month. This is a study about how the town can be organized and staffed to meet future demands and needs. So again, this is somewhat of a long process to prepare our budget, which takes effect July 1st of 2022. The draft budget will then be presented to the town council at our April 1st meeting. This will then be followed by numerous town council work sessions and would encourage public comment. And then there'll be a public hearing in April and May, and hopefully then we can be in a position to adopt the final budget by June 14th of this year. Again, more information will become available and will be available on the town website. Let me go back to what I summarized initially about these annexations. As you may recall, or I will let you know that the Planning Commission held 3 public hearings on Tuesday, March the 1st, on 3 annexation requests. The first was the hub, and that was held again on March the 1st, and no decision was made by the Planning Commission, and in fact the public record will remain open for 30 days to obtain additional public comment, whether by email or written letter. So the record is still open. It'll be on the Planning Commission's agenda for April the 5th. The second annexation request is called the Villages at Roswick. Again, there was a public hearing on March the 1st by the Planning Commission, and they have moved forward with providing a recommendation that if it were to be approved by the town council, they provided what the recommended zoning should be. And then they made the finding that the annexation request is consistent with the 2020 Town Comprehensive Plan. The third annexation request, called Hawthorne Yards, at the request of the applicant, that was removed from the March 1st agenda, and it will be rescheduled at some future date. I don't have that information yet. But again, it'll come back to the Planning Commission as well. Now, I will, as I mentioned earlier, I have created a video update, and I will follow up in my second episode with videos about 2 projects that are under construction, namely Heritage Green, and then a new one that was just approved by the Planning Commission called Magnolia Gardens. But I just also still wanted to give you a brief update of these particular projects. Heritage Green, as you may recall, was annexed into the town back in 1990. It is now under new ownership by a home building company out of Texas called D.R. Horton. And you may have noticed there's some construction and activity at the site, specifically a proposed new entrance road on Charles Street, which is a state highway, Maryland Route 6, opposite Willow Lane. As part of that construction, you've also seen SMECO, which are installing electric facilities, and then the town, through their contractor, or that is the developer and their contractor, are installing the main trunk sewer line. This is to serve the initial phase of the project, which is a preliminary plan for Neighborhood K. This was reviewed and approved at the August 4th, 2021 Planning Commission meeting, and you can access that agenda and see all the materials that was reviewed and approved. And please note that any construction must comply with all the PLATA and State of Maryland requirements, which include stormwater management, water and sewer, forest stand delineation, erosion control, soil erosion and erosion control, floodplain management, and non-tidal wetlands. In addition, the intersection has to meet the standards of the State Highway Administration, since Charles Street or known as Maryland 6, is also a state highway. And also note that the town ordinance indicates that any construction work can only begin after 7 a.m. and end at 6 p.m. during the weekdays, and then can only start work at 8 a.m. and end on 6 p.m. on Saturdays. I know there's been some concern about the noise. The second project is called Magnolia Gardens. That's a 3.75-acre site that's located on the east side of Washington Avenue, adjacent to the intersection of Heritage Green Parkway, the existing Heritage Green Parkway, and Washington Avenue. And again, this was also reviewed by the Planning Commission and approved. They are proposing 72 apartment units with a total of 4 buildings, and it would include 18 one-bedroom units, 30 two-bedroom units, and 24 three-bedroom units. I'll have to verify the information, but I believe 60 of the units would be moderately priced homes, and the remaining would be regular price homes. But I'll verify that as well. And then finally, I just wanted to bring you up to speed on a couple of events that are coming forward. First, there will be a community meeting to talk about the La Plata Bikeway, which is a project extending a bikeway sidewalks from Summers Middle School to Laurel Springs Regional Park on Radio Station Road. This is an open meeting, community meeting, on March the 9th from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Town Hall. You can drop in anytime to get presentations and to ask your questions. Our consultant will be there to answer all your questions and to show you all the maps they've developed so far. The second activity or upcoming event is a tree inventory. This is going to be conducted by Davie Resource Group, which was selected by the Alliance for the Chesapeake Bay, which is to assess the estimated 2,000 trees on public streets in La Plata. And this is needed to better manage those trees, to minimize any effects from storm damage, and to assure that the community has a future sustainable urban forest. The findings will then be used to help with future plans to expand the tree canopy in La Plata. So you may see that truck from the company called Davie Resource Group in and about the town in the next couple of weeks. So again, I just wanted to bring you up to speed with those events and also provide some information about past town council meeting, work sessions, business meeting, and also issues we've been talking about. Again, thank you for listening, and I thank you for your interest in La Plata. I look forward to your comments, questions, and concerns. Feel free to email me at djenkins@townlaplata.org. Thank you. This concludes the latest La Plata Town Council Ward 4 update. I hope you find this podcast informative and useful. So let me know what you think. I look forward to speaking to you again and listening to your questions and concerns. To reach me, my email address is djenkins@townoflaplata.org, or my cell phone number is 301-263-3471. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.